So, yesterday, Scott Gottlieb from the FDA put out a press release regarding flavors within tobacco products. Now, I know what you're asking, why am I talking about the FDA and why am I talking about tobacco products? Well, here's a shock horror for you. This is a tobacco product, at least in the eyes of the FDA. Within the UK, we don't have the FDA, we have an EU directive called the TPD, that's the Tobacco Product Directive, and they also consider these tobacco products. So it's not just a big vape like this. If you've got a Cigalite, if you've got a pod system, if you've got anything that you vape with, that is considered a tobacco product. It doesn't matter if you're vaping at zero nic, it's still considered a tobacco product. You could be buying new coils for your tank, that is a tobacco product. So all of these things that we use and we enjoy, it is a tobacco product. I don't agree with that, but that's the way it is. We can't change that now. That's a fight for another day. Now the other question there is, why am I talking about the FDA? I'm in the UK, I'm in Scotland, I operate under the TPD, that's the legislation that I have to deal with. So why am I concerned with the FDA ruling and what's going on in America? Well, it's very straightforward. America is a massive country, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware. There are a lot of people over in America. There are probably more vapors in America than there are people in Scotland, which means there's a lot of buying power there. And whatever goes on with the FDA in this ruling, it's likely to have a knock-on effect within the EU and make some changes to the TPD. So if they manage to get rid of flavors within e-liquids in the US, it's likely to happen here as well. I don't want that to happen. I'm sure you don't want it to happen either. So let's take a look at why they're actually doing this, and then we'll have a look in the press statement, see the bits that are related specifically to vaping, and then we'll talk about what can be done. So what are they trying to achieve here? Well, if you take a read of the press release, the link is in the description, then it's very clear to see that they're trying to keep flavored tobacco products out of the hands of young people, which is admirable. We don't want tobacco products getting into young people's hands. There's plenty of evidence that has been done. There's plenty of research that shows that it has detrimental effects on young people. Be that the pregnant women with the fetuses, be that young children, be that teenagers, because there is evidence to show that it can have detrimental effects on development and brain development. So we don't want that. That's a good goal, but removing the flavored products from the marketplace is not the way to go about it. Now, we're not just talking about e-juice here. The other products included are things like flavored tobacco, flavored cigarettes, flavored rolling papers. All of these things are included as well, but because e-juice is very flavorsome, shall we say, it's very prominent in this argument. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started smoking all those years ago, it had nothing to do with the flavor. It was all to do with fitting in with my peer group, to being one of the cool kids and smoking. And by the time I realized I was doing something stupid, it was too late. I was already addicted, and that was a 20-year habit. But what I have found is that the flavors that I get from my e-juice, I like sweet flavors, I like fruity flavors, that's why I vape, and that's what keeps me coming back. So I found that those flavors have helped me transition. So taking those away is more detrimental to the existing smokers that want to get on. So removing these from the marketplace is not ideal, is not what we want to happen. So if we take a look into the context of what is actually being said in this press statement, we can go have a look at that, and we'll see how that directly relates to vaping. So here we go. This is the title of the statement. So it's a statement from FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, MD, on efforts to reduce tobacco use, especially among youth, by exploring options to address the role of flavors, including menthol, in tobacco products. Here's a line I've highlighted from the statement. May also be helping some currently addicted adult cigarette smokers to switch to certain non-combustible forms of tobacco products. In English, they're talking about vaping. It's another highlighted section. It's talking about non-combustible products like e-cigarettes. It's talking about a commonly used product in schools. but they say it's one of the top 3 reasons for use is the flavor. But like to know what the other 2 reasons are and what the percentages are. Doesn't say that anywhere. It's also saying that they're aware of flavors helping currently addicted smokers switch over to less harmful forms of nicotine. That's including vaping and e-cigarettes. So in this section, they're talking about the other tobacco products like menthol cigarettes and candy flavored cigars, but we've also got a section at the bottom there talking about the appeal to youth of e-cigarettes and the role that flavors may help in adults transitioning to potential less harmful tobacco products. So at least they're acknowledging it, even if they are saying potential. So the final section that we'll look at is what they're looking to achieve. So they want to know the role that flavors play in helping adult smokers reduce and quit, and also the role that non-combustible tobacco products have in quitting combustible. So that's switching over from cigarettes. They want to know about that. And they also want to know what customer perceptions of health risks and addictiveness of flavored tobacco products are. So there are some positives in this. It does say throughout that flavored non-combustible nicotine products like this can be used to stop adults from smoking. And that's true, that's what we do. So we know this to be true, but they say there's not data. So we need to give them that data. Now we're in a comment period, so you can provide this to them. You can give them your story. You can make comments. And there is a link in the description where you can do that. So please go jump on there. If you're in the US and you vape, go fill this in. It'll take you 5 minutes. Just let them know your story, what the flavors in e-juice do for you, what will happen if you don't. If you're in the US and you don't vape, but you know someone who does, let them know what it's done. Let them know, let those vapors know to do this. We've only got 90 days and the first day's already gone. So we need to get on this. This is only open to US citizens, so I can't do this. I can't jump on there and say anything because I'll just be disregarded. I'm not US. I can't. But if you are in the US and you vape or you know someone that vapes, get on this, please. Get on there. Otherwise, we will be left with nothing but tobacco flavored e-juice. And I don't know about you, but I love my fruity flavors. I love my sweet flavors. And if I could only get tobacco flavor e-juice, I don't think I would keep vaping. So there we go. That's the FDA and what they want to do with flavors. Follow me on Twitter. It's at @OnePurpleMongoose. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I do daily vlogs. I do vape news. I do reviews. I do previews. All the stuff on my channel. Go have a look. And for the moment, vape on.